Welcome to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. The show gives entrepreneurs and small business owners a platform to build a relationship and educate our audience in their field of expertise. And we are here every Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon. And this week we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions, goals, business goals, things to kind of plan out for the whole year. And the one thing I kind of noticed, Jeanette, is we get to November, December, and people kind of like they have like a 10-month goal, not really a whole year goal, because they stop everything like right in that.
Or they kick it up. I mean, that's the whole thing. You figure you have a whole year to do it. And then you're coming into that last quarter, especially for businesses that have quotas. There are a lot of businesses where a bonus could be on the line and their numbers are not there. So now they're spending the last quarter of the year just hustling, trying to get those final numbers in. And especially for business, I mean, we're all the small business view. Businesses, they are definitely end of the years, if your fiscal and fiscal year are the same for tax purposes, when that December 31st, those are all your expenses. That's your revenue. That's what you're going to be paying taxes on. So I do believe that in the beginning of the year for businesses, we really take a look at how the last year was. And for myself, I didn't hit the numbers that I wanted to hit because of the insurance industry.
Yeah.
So I told my staff, we don't want to be there. We don't want to be there next year in October, November, December. So I'm actually trying to make sure that my goals, annual goals, I told them, I said, I want to hit them by midsummer. By June, let's see if we can hit those goals. Then we can work on other things. And I think that's the problem with a lot of resolutions. Yeah. New Year's resolutions is you figure you have a whole year. This year, I'm going to. And then you just, it kind of pitters away and then finally, because you think you have such a long time. Now, I know I'm going to be setting my goals, and I'm going to be setting them towards where I want to be in June, halfway through.
Okay.
And I know you as a business person, you have both your personal and your business goals. And I think that I do two separate ones, of course, one for personal and one for business. The business one, I think we stick to more than the personal ones.
The business one I actually kind of focused more on, especially this year. So next week's show, we're going to talk about mental health. But this week we're going to talk about resolutions and, where you want to be, like you said. I think mental health has a lot to do with that. So that's why we're going to go into that next year because, I had some things last year, with my mom passing away. It threw my whole, year off. And that's been going on for a couple of years. So in case you didn't know, my mom had dementia. And
that is difficult because you lose them before you lose them.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to ask you, Jeanette.
Uh-oh.
So we know you have an Allstate agency in Turlock, California.
Yes.
And you've had that agency for quite a while.
Yes, it's gone fast though. I mean, what happened to last year? The blink of an eye. But I'll tell you, I could burn the 2023 calendar. I am so done with 2023. I mean, stick a fork in me. It was a horrible year for so many people, and for you on a personal basis. Yeah. But I think for almost all businesses, it was tough last year.
It was.
And the inflation and interest rates. And I meet with a group, this morning I had the pleasure of having breakfast with probably 15 business owners. Yeah. And they're even talking to someone in the real estate industry. She says that interest rates are going to go down. Yay. Yeah. But she said even with interest rates going down, people don't have the money.
No.
They don't have the money to invest or buy. And people are getting scared and skittish. Yeah. And so that is something we were talking earlier. When you're self-employed, you cannot lead from a place of fear. Being self-employed is fearless. I mean, you risk it all on the line. It's you. Yeah. So I think good planning, resolutions. In business, it's called planning. When it comes to yourself personal, it's called resolutions. Yeah. And the business, now that's important. People depend on you. I mean, I support people's families. it's up to me.
Yeah.
When it comes to myself, oops, didn't lose the 3 pounds, you know?
Well, yeah, like the personal one, like you said, it doesn't really, matter, but business matters.
Yeah,
you know.
but mental fitness,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that the show next week's going to be about mental fitness, because
Yeah.
you could be physically fit, but if you are not fit, I mean, it can, like you said, it just derailed your life for quite a while.
It did, yeah. And that's one of my goals this year is to be more mentally fit and more determined, more action-oriented.
Okay, so that's a great word there, action.
Yeah.
There's like, I want to. Well, want to, or like the saying says, a goal without a plan is just a dream.
Yeah.
Actions make things happen. So when you're talking about mental fitness, or let's say physical fitness, instead of saying, I want to lose 10 pounds, we put actions in that. So let's talk a little bit more about that, but I know you want to share something. Well,
you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. First show of the year, 2024. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. If you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. And the one thing I wanted to ask you, Jeanette, is, this is the segment where we kind of introduce ourselves. We got a lot, second and third segment to talk all this. But the one thing I wanted to ask you was, with the auto insurance being down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you offer pet insurance?
Oh, I mean, we offer all kinds. This morning, in fact, I was talking to someone about commercial insurance.
Commercial insurance.
And I mean, we are a business, small business voice. And so just last night, I did 3 commercial quotes.
Okay.
And this morning, someone who was borrowing a hauler for autos, but they were borrowing it from someone to hook it up to their own truck. And the question was, if something happens to that, is it on my insurance, or does the guy have insurance? And so these kind of questions, and I will tell you, this person does not have insurance through me, but I told him the type of coverage he needs to have to protect himself. And that's what insurance is protection. And in business, people get it completely. I mean, if they were insurance specialists, they wouldn't be a painter. That's the whole thing. You leave it to the specialists.
Yeah.
And so when you're in business, it's very important. You don't call your insurance agent when something happens and say, do I have coverage for that?
Yeah.
And we were talking about that even if you're in a business like my own business, when my employees use their own cars to go get coffee, pick up a case of water, run to the bank. Yes, they're on my dime at that time, and my insurance covers it. And so one of my staff said, you mean my VIN number for my car, you have auto insurance for it? No, it's actually, since I'm not, let's say, in construction where I have trucks and commercial auto insurance, I have my business owner's insurance, and on that I have added the provision of non-owned autos, which means my staff's vehicles that they own, and then it specifies in the questionnaire when you insure, why? Do they bring their own cars to the job site? Or for mine, it's they run errands for the office. And so, yes. And you could be in trouble, you know. Go, I didn't know I had to have that coverage. I have business owner's insurance, and now I sent the girl to the bank, and she was in a car accident, and now I'm being sued. You know, it would have just been adding that one little endorsement. An endorsement means a change to a policy. Adding something that the cost on that would probably be pennies.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is the cost is probably pennies, like you said. Yeah,
because not so much happens. I mean, how often do we? I can't even recall one time while my employees have gone to the bank or run an errand that they come back and say, I got in a car accident.
Yeah,
it's rare.
Yeah,
and they're familiar with their environment. They're not out there driving all the time. It's rare that maybe once a month they'll go and pick up a case of water down the street.
Yeah. So what kind of different insurances do you offer? Because I know you have commercial insurance. So the auto's kind of like is in limbo right now.
Yeah, it is difficult to do the autos, but also we do still offer, we're one of the few ones, we offer homes. And we offer insurance for your rental properties. Dwelling insurance. And some of the big carriers, if it has a tenant, they're not going to touch it.
Yeah.
So they won't even do renter's insurance for if you're renting in an apartment or a home. And renter's insurance is very important because that's all your personal items. And it's not just burglary. It's also if something happened to the home that you were renting, you need some place to move to. But where are you going to come up with a whole brand new, deposit on a place while they're trying to fix the house that something happened to that you're renting?
Yeah.
So renters, all personal property. And then we have also, we are the top carriers with the least expensive for life insurance.
Life insurance.
I mean, that is beginning of the year.
Yeah.
That's an important one. But yeah, business insurance, commercial auto insurance, general liability. And then we have all the personal property ones. We do boats and motorcycles, and we'll even do what's called the Frankenbikes. We do motor homes. We do manufactured homes. A lot of them have pulled out of that market.
Oh, really?
And we still do homeowners. We also are certified for California flood and for the California Fair Plan, which is the insurance through the state for when you live surrounded by forest.
Yeah. Well, and you're up in the hills too.
Yeah. Well, but I'm not in that area. That's one of the things. I'm surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of acres of walnuts, and these walnuts are probably 100 years old. So that's the whole thing. You can start a bonfire in the middle of a walnut orchard.
Yeah.
It's that's wet wood. So I'm not in a high risk, but once you get up into the foothills, which is only 20 minutes out of town, you're up in Sonora.
Yeah.
And that's where those fires, it's dry, the brush, and it moves fast.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of timber up there.
My parents were in LaGrange, and it always made me nervous. I was actually in LaGrange too for a little bit. Some people love that. I don't. It was too secluded for me. I'm a city person. So
give me seclusion.
See, we're different that way.
You need people.
I do, yeah.
Well, I have a house full of people.
Yeah.
and I deal with people all day long. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love people. I think people are fascinating.
Yeah.
But I do like my quiet space. Well, and I don't want to go to Vegas on vacation. I'd rather go to Bora Bora, Club Med, and have a hut sitting on top of the water. Yeah. And just look at fish all day.
See, I'd be okay. I'd be okay doing that, but I do usually go to Las Vegas once or twice a year. So I got friends that live in Vegas, and I just like going there. Maybe just because you see things there that you just don't see every day.
I lived in Vegas.
Yeah, so
short time.
To each his own.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
When we come back, we're gonna talk more about the new year. We're going to talk about resolutions.
And action plans.
We're going to actually talk about the 12-week year.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? One of my staff members, she's doing something that could be part of, let's say, a 12-week plan or a 12-week year. So, yeah, it's fascinating. You asked me about that.
Yeah.
I started my first week. And I was very successful.
Nice. So when we come back, we're going to talk more about that. So you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. So, Jeanette, we're going to talk about I guess both of us. We're going to talk. Let's just get into it.
Yeah, you were talking about, setting goals, but then the actions that happen when you set those goals. Most people say, oh, I want to be healthier, or, oh, I want to lose some weight. Oh, I want to get into shape. Well, if you set a specific actions in place, and they figure anyone can do anything for 12 weeks, and you just do it 1 week at a time. So I ended up, I do just 3x5 cards. So I'm just going to, you guys might want to record this and play it back to yourself some other time, because this is almost like the step by step. So for myself, Yeah, we all want to lose some of the pounds we gained over Christmas. Mm-hmm. We want to get in better shape. As we're getting older, we want to be more flexible, let's say. We want to have better habits. And you were talking also about mental health.
Yeah.
So to achieve those goals, we don't just say, I'd like to lose 10 pounds. Well, what does that look like? So for me, I noticed I don't drink enough water. So week 1, I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that I am going to have at least 2 bottles of water a day. I mean, people are going like, you're supposed to have a lot more. Well, for me, this is setting a goal because I get so busy that so far today I've had half a bottle, right?
Yeah.
And so I mark it out that that's my goal. And then I have that 3 times a week, I will walk at least 6,000 steps. We're sitting at a desk. And then I have for mental health that I'm going to meditate at least twice a week. And then I'm going to have fresh fruits or vegetables 3 times a week. Well, I got to the end of the week.
Yeah.
And I'd only done 6,000 steps one day. So, yeah. So this next week, that's going to be on my card. For the water, I did really well.
Good.
I did all the days that I was supposed to do, including one more.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to add it saying I'm going to try to do at least 2 bottles of water every day of the week, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And so all we have to do is accomplish that one day. And at the end of the week, I revisit and how did I do? And I might up something. Uh-huh. I might say, hey, I accomplished this. This is good. Well, if you continue with those actions, if I walk at least that much, and then I might up it to at least 4 times a week, that might mean that to achieve that goal that week, will take a walk after dinner.
Yeah.
And if we are now walking, drinking more water, eating healthy vegetables, and meditating, getting the rest, guess what's going to happen? I will naturally lose those pounds.
Absolutely. Yep.
So we have this action plan. So it's interesting when you said that you and Ron are going to do the 12-week year. So,
yes.
So I have now shared my very personal of having to include vegetables. I didn't do well on the vegetable thing. So,
really?
Well,
that one kind of surprises me because you have your own garden and you grow your own vegetables.
Well, what it is I leave this morning. I got up at 5, drank a cup of coffee, out the door.
Yeah.
And then I had the breakfast meeting with wonderful business owners this morning. But I didn't have vegetables with that either. I just had some eggs and ham.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm here, and then I'm going to be busy with clients. And most of the time, by the end of the day, I haven't eaten at all.
Yeah.
Then I come home, and I'm too tired to cook, and I look in the refrigerator, and I grab a glass of milk, and I go to bed. So sometimes, it's like I'm not going to be steaming vegetables. And then so that's something I have to work on. But it will become a conscious thing for myself.
Nice.
So I want to hear what you're going to be doing and putting into place as action. And then I'm going to show you and give an example for how you apply this to a business to hit your goals.
You're listening to The Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. And I also want to add that if you want a replay of the show, you can go to the iHeart app and listen to the show again. And also we put all our shows on YouTube also, Small Business Voice Media on YouTube. So for me, so I'm seeing a therapist now. And one of my problems is my creative juices kind of flow at night because I work at night. Mm-hmm. The only problem is I'm driving. So as I'm driving, I can't always, write something down.
Oh, yeah. No writing and driving. I'm sorry.
So when I wake up in the morning, I just, I'm in a different mindset. Like my mind doesn't work that clearly in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I just said this, but I'm seeing a therapist now. And what we're doing is she was telling me the importance of writing stuff down. Because for me, if I have like a bunch of things to do, it's like looking up a mountain, Yeah. And when you look up that mountain, you're thinking, man, that's a long way up there, and a lot of people don't even get started. Like it's like, we'll find something else to do.
The journey starts with that one step, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, but maybe when you look at that mountain and say, okay, well, I want to get to this point first, and you focus on doing that first.
Yeah, the action is to get to that point. And once you master it, then
you go to the next point.
Yeah, if you do the actions, then you, next thing you know, you have achieved the goal that was never you weren't striving towards that goal. But so what you were striving for, like in my case, was move more, get up off your desk, try to eat healthier. And so I'm doing those actions, and the result will be what I want.
Yeah. So Ron and I will be accountability partners. He's already sent me the 12-week year. So I have.
You can also look it up on the computer and download charts and stuff that you can do.
But I think it's a first step to success. Okay, I want to set 5 appointments this week.
Perfect, yeah.
Setting appointments, that's easy. Anybody can do that, And it doesn't even have to be about sales. It could just be about, hey, let's talk, like with us, like when we request a one-to-one, like if I wanted to set a one-to-one with you, Jeanette, I'm asking to learn about your business.
Yeah, exactly.
So, setting appointments, that's easy. Anybody can do that. And I can't remember what else is on there, but one of my goals is before the end of January is to have my home office completely done.
Okay, so see, that's a big goal and can be daunting.
Yeah.
So you might put on the first week that every single time I pass up my home office or every time I come home, I will clear 1 square foot area. And if you do that, clear that 1 square foot area, at the end of the week, you've cleared, 5 square feet.
Yeah.
And so, so now all of a sudden it's like, wow, that desk is cleared off. So the actions will do it. And then it will be maybe next week. Doesn't mean that the goals are the same each week. The actions will change. And next thing you know, that in 3 weeks, if you put certain actions down, at the end of the month, you walk in there and you go like, wow, I have a home office.
Yeah.
And it was not as challenging. One of my staff members, she has fallen in love with life insurance. And, one of the reasons she can't get life insurance, and she doesn't mind me saying this, but due to open heart surgery, she's not eligible.
Okay.
And she's got a daughter. She owns a home, and she's got a brand new grandbaby. To her, she wishes she could get life insurance.
Yeah.
So it's very important for her to protect families.
Yeah.
And so she comes up with this goal that I want to, protect this many people this year with life insurance. Well, even in Allstate training and corporate, when it just comes to, let's say, any kind of sales at all or any contacts, like you said, setting the appointments, it can be harder than you think. So let's just take it to, let's say we were doing auto insurance. Well, tell you what, for every 10 people that we get a hold of, half, let's say, want a quote. And then out of the half that we get give a quote to, let's say only 2 people actually say, yeah, I like that price. I want to change my insurance and come to you. Well, that means that we need to get, for every 2 people, we need 10 people. So if you're saying, I want to do 5 policies a month, well, that means 1 a week. Well, then you only need to call 10 people. So maybe you need to call 20 people because you're only going to get a hold of 10. Mm-hmm. And out of those 10, you are only going to get the quote 5. And out of those 5, you're going to get your 2.
Yeah.
So the thing is, your action is not, I want to do so many policies. Your action is, I am going to call 4 people every single day for a policy review or contact 4 people. And so when you hit those numbers, then the 10, you're going to get your 5 quotes. And out of those 5 quotes, 2 of them are going to bind. And so that's how you reach those goals. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we go, I don't know how I'm going to get my sales. Well, how many phone calls do you need to do to get the sales?
Yeah.
If you're a good salesperson, you say, well, I have a close rate of 80%. Well, then tell you what, if you contacted 10 people, you're going to end up selling 8.
Yeah.
So you go by what you are capable of, and then now it's the action. They're not going to come walking in through the door. If you want your sales up, you want to reach more people. and you know how much effort it takes to get to where you want to be, then you work backwards from that. I got this person said yes to coming on the show after I talked to 5 people.
Yeah.
But I contacted 10 to get to talk to the 5 for one person say they had it on, the time. So that's what you were saying. You're going to contact so many people each day.
I have a question for you, but I'm going to ask you it on the next segment. So you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at allstate.com.
CISPRO Innovations, connecting local businesses with local families. Display your services and products with our pay-as-you-go optimized website design program and boost your brand's online presence with our affordable social media marketing tools. To learn more, visit our website at CISPROinnovation.com. That's CISPRO, SISBRO, innovation.com.
We got the party rocking and the clock on the wall tick-tocking. It ain't stopping, but we're not going.
Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. Jeanette, you told me this story about a friend of yours that was afraid to hear no, I believe.
I know a story. Okay, so she wanted, they say men work for money and women work for things.
Okay.
And she wanted to put a deck in her backyard. She was a stay-at-home mom, and the deck was going to cost $5,000. So she wasn't working towards the $5,000. She was working towards getting a deck in her backyard.
Okay.
And so I used to sell Cookie Lee jewelry. And the way it worked was you'd get your friends or people that you know. They invite some friends over. You bring the jewelry, and women shop. And they make half the money. So to be able to do that, you have to have these people willing to open up their homes. And I was talking to her. She wanted the deck, but here we're talking to someone 0 sales experience.
Yeah.
And again, it's doing the actions. And so what she said, she goes, well, when I call my friends, they're all going to say no. They're going to say, it's like they don't want people over at their house, and I don't want to be pushy, and I don't want to, And I said, well, then tell you what, let's just do this. You write down like your friends, your neighbor, your kids' friends, moms, etc. And then just one day you just sit down, you give them a call and say, I'm trying to get some money together for a deck, and I'm kind of doing Cookie Lee jewelry, and it's really beautiful jewelry, and I was wondering, would you hold what we call a show? I bring the jewelry, you invite some friends, and you can earn some free jewelry. I said, simple as that. She goes, they're going to say no. And I said, so tell you what, I just want you to get 5 no's. The minute, make your phone calls, and the first 5, once it's 5 no's, you're done for the day. Then just call me. Well, the day hits, she's got her list, and then in the afternoon, she calls me, and I said, so how did it go? And she goes, how much longer do I have to make phone calls? And I said, well, how many no's have you got? She goes, not a single person has said no. It's like 15 people want me to come and do shows. Do I have to keep making phone calls? So here, it was the action of just have them say no, 5 no's, and you're done for the day. Nobody said no. When she said that, they said, sure, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
So here again, talking yourself out of something. It was just going through the motions. So hers wasn't, I'm going to book 10 shows. Because basically 10 shows is probably going to get her deck.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I'm going to book 10 shows. I'm going to make $5,000. No, it was, I'm going to call people. And after I get 5 people that says no, then I'm done for the day. No one said no. And this is how I ended up raising, I think it was over $7,000 in 2 months to send my daughter as a student ambassador for the People to People program.
Oh, nice.
So I did it as a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And people that I asked, they said, Yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'll do it to help Alexander, and I do get free jewelry, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, sometimes when you have that goal, by just going through the motions, same thing. You want to be in shape. I'm just going to lift this. I'm going to do 10 push-ups against the wall. If you're a woman, I'm just going to start with the wall, and then it's going to be the stairs, and finally I'm going to get down to being able to do push-ups on the floor. But just going through the actions, next thing you know, your arms are really super fit.
Yeah, and I think that's for men too, because if I were to sit down and do a push-up, I would have a hard time doing it. So, in fact, I think I was telling you during the break, like I have a pain right now, like I got a pinched nerve or something. So anyway, the older you get, the more of those you have.
I'll listen to you.
Yes.
You're so much younger than I am.
Oh, I know.
But I'll tell you, when you get like an injury or something, like I ended up getting a pinched nerve in my neck, you never realize that just driving a car, how much you have to turn your head. Even though I don't trust my rear view cameras.
Yeah.
I still turn around when I'm backing up, and you're turning this way and this way. You don't realize how much your body moves just even driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. That's the whole thing with your body. You got to take care of your body, because no matter where you go in the world, there you are. You know, it's like it's you and your body and your mental health.
Well, and it does hurt driving too.
Yeah, lifting your leg and
well, just getting in the car. I have a Dodge Avenger, and then I'm 6'1", and having to bend down and get in, it's really aggravating my left leg right now, and then. When I'm sleeping at night, I'm having a hard time getting comfortable too, and then the dog gets kind of antsy and
dogs,
yeah. So
dog keeps pushing me off the bed because she wants to lay closer because she's cold. So next thing I know, I'm clinging onto one side of the bed, and I have California King, and I have no room.
yeah. You know what? Yeah, I have a California King also, and it's funny how they
hog.
They hog. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even before you get into bed, I have to lift my dog up on the bed. And before I can even get into bed, he's already in my spot. So.
Oh, the nerve.
Yeah.
The nerve. Well, I'm so looking forward to this year and setting these goals, but putting the actions in.
Yeah.
As far as, I think next, if I accomplish my physical goals, then it's probably going to be do cardio. 3 times a week. And that might be, the intense 15-minute high intensity workout. And anyone can squeeze that in, for heaven's sakes. I don't want to hear that you don't have the time. Get up 15 minutes earlier.
Yeah. No, I understand. So you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you're interested in becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. If you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. So you left off with something, and when I was doing the call to action, I just completely forgot about it. So
well, it's the whole thing of when we were talking about like the nose, for example, how many times a person gets nose. She didn't even realize she was booking shows. Her focus was on, after 5 people say no, then I can stop making phone calls. So the same thing with, if we do the actions and we just kind of like put out of our mind what the goal is, but we know the actions that we need to do. Like if I end up, for example, that's something I think I'm going to add, is doing 3 days a week. That's all. 3 days a week. That's it. Of high intensity. And that only is like 15 minutes, just getting it up, your heart rate up.
Yeah. And
it's going to have the consequences are going to be that I'm going to be in better health.
And that's what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I move more, if I start walking, and then when you go, that's the thing in Sweden. I remember when my aunt and uncle came to visit from Sweden when I was little. Right after dinner, they all stood up after clearing the table, and they all went for a walk. I mean, it's a Swedish thing.
Yeah.
And my sister would go, where are they going? And my mom goes, well, in Sweden, after dinner, the whole family goes for a walk.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So, maybe that's something I need to bring in. If I started walking after dinner, I will be healthier.
Yeah. Yeah, get the blood flowing and everything.
Fresh air, sleep better.
Sleep better, yeah.
Sleep is important.
Yeah. So,
collagen is released during sleep.
Yeah. Well, and then I was going to ask you about meditation.
Oh, yeah.
So you said you'd want to squeeze in meditation. So I've tried meditating. And so meditation is where you just try to put yourself in a different spot.
Well, I actually, when you're talking about sleep and everything else, when I was very young and still, I suffer from insomnia. But people with insomnia sometimes are the most energetic people that you will know.
Yeah.
And when I was young, I mean, my mom would find me at 3 o'clock in the morning in those days reading encyclopedias. Thank God there wasn't YouTube.
Yeah.
But I said, there's so much to learn, Mom, and so little time. So I started doing transcendental meditation because during the day, think of your brain as a wine barrel.
Okay.
And it just fills up with all those thoughts, everything you have to do. And I should have done that. I should have said this. And, I got this to do. And I never got to this. And at the end of the day, your brain is full like a wine barrel.
Okay.
At night, that lowers down and you tend to relax and your body heals and you wake up with this fresh start, kind of like New Year, fresh start.
Yeah.
But if you're not getting your sleep, then that wine barrel never bottoms out. So through meditation, the hardest part people have with meditation is clearing your brain, thinking about nothing and lowering that wine barrel down. So the way it kind of starts is, first of all, you have to have a quiet room because you're going to hear a pin drop when you get really good at this. You can't have a kid come running in, Mom! All of a sudden it's going to sound like a plane crashed in your room. So just listening to your own breathing. And remember, thoughts are going to come. You let those thoughts come. It's going to go, oh, yeah, I got to call so-and-so. Let them pass.
Okay.
And so you don't fight the thoughts. So you start by listening to your breathing and you listen to everything in the room. Next thing you know, if you have a window open, I hear the leaves rustling outside the window. Then I hear a truck way 5 miles down the road and their, brakes are coming to a stop at a stop sign. Think of it as, have you ever been woken up in the middle of the night from a noise and you sit up and for a minute straight, you're listening. You think someone's broken into the house and you're listening for that noise. Do you know what's going on with your brain right there? You're not thinking about anything. You're not sitting up having heard a noise from the backyard saying, oh, I have to call this client tomorrow morning. So you're able to do it.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing is when you're sitting there, and that's why sometimes they call it a mantra.
Yeah.
Whether it's a hum or it's a word, that when you say that and you concentrate on that, your brain empties out and you become still and you're emptying out that wine barrel all the way down. So just a half hour of meditation can have the benefits of a whole night's sleep, and it makes lowers your stress level.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it takes work. It's not going to happen the first time, but remember, you can do it. When someone breaks into your house, you think of nothing.
Yeah.
So starting with listening to everything and letting, when the thought comes into your brain, just let it pass and concentrate back onto your breathing or certain sounds. There's also guided meditations on YouTube. There's music that, okay, I'm just going to listen to this music, every single note, as long as you can put that part of your brain into action instead of the part of your brain that is exhausting you.
But, I will say this, I'm a big horror movie fan. Now, like a lot of the premises, when somebody's about to get killed, they're like, oh, I got to make this phone call really quick.
Oh, God.
We're going to have to cut that joke out. That was pretty bad. Okay. So this is Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. Stay with us on Power Talk 1360 KFIV.
This business tip is brought to you by Cispro Innovation. This is Catherine Ramos, and today we're talking about understanding your customers. It is essential to know your customers intimately. Understanding their needs, wants, and preferences will allow you to offer tailored services or products that meet their expectation. This knowledge can be gleaned through surveys, social media interaction, or just by talking to them. When you focus on satisfying your customers, you ensure repeat business and foster loyalty. CISPRO Innovation, where we help local businesses connect with local families. For more information on this tip, check out our blog at CISPROinnovation.com. That's CISPRO, SISBRO, innovation.com.
Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. So this is our Community Corner, and our Community Corner is brought to you by PFC Quality Painting. PFC Quality Painting specializes in interior, exterior, commercial, residential painting, and cabinet refinishing. With 18 years of experience in the field, he can take on any project no matter the size. If you're looking to make your house look beautiful again, talk to Christian. They provide free estimates. PFC Quality Painting, bringing high-quality color to a wall near you. Call PFC Quality Painting at 209-900-3758. or email them at sales@pfcqualitypainting.com. And that's a good friend of mine, Christian Palomares, who sponsors the Community Corner. You more than likely we talk to him or his wife. Do a great job. I've heard excellent things about Christian. He's been doing it a long time, and Christian, man, just like...
And using a specialist and someone who is a professional makes all the difference in the world.
Well, just put business aside. I mean, Christian's just an awesome guy.
Oh, yeah. And we do want to promote awesome people.
Yeah. And he said the next time he goes to Mexico, he's going to take me and not his wife.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, now she knows. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's probably not true, but a man can dream. So
That's so funny.
So, you and I are both a part of Gold Star. Right now, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, if you're in, maybe the Modesto area, Stockton area, Turlock area, Tracy, maybe Sonora, anywhere in between.
Lodi, you mean, right?
Lodi, yeah. Check out your local chamber and see what's going on.
Manteca has one also.
Yeah, Manteca has one. Well, even Ceres has their own chamber. I mean, it's Houston, I think, has their own chamber, and they're not that big. I mean, usually even small towns have a chamber of commerce. If you think about it, Houston used to have the Houston Nut Festival, I believe, back in the day. I don't know if they still have it anymore. But Oakdale, they have their own chamber, and I
think festivals are going to be coming back. First of all, they were big money makers for the cities.
Yeah.
And but then the vendors went away during COVID.
Yeah.
Because those were all, in-person type of sales. And those are the real small businesses. So I think I'm really looking forward to this year of one of the things I'm going to try to do is get maybe a little bit more involved in find out when the chamber mixers are. Go out there. I mean, it's in a way forcing yourself to go, but then you're going to have a good time and you're never going to meet those people. And if you're in business, surrounding yourself and making friends with other business owners is so valuable.
Another thing you also do too is find out, like say if you go to like the festival, like at Oakdale, for instance, because they usually have a lot of things. Anywhere where you could bring your kids with you, and then now you got that family connection with different people. I think that's a positive.
Yeah, and being
also.
and supporting your local community. And even when I travel, when I went to see my son up in Washington, I said, "Hey, do you guys have any kind of farmers market or some kind of fair?" And I love going down for an afternoon. It's free. Yeah. And you're seeing all these people that put their heart and soul sometimes into making their own stuff, and the talented artists, and just that's real grassroots supporting your community.
Yeah.
So.
I like the Modesto Farmers Market too, the one downtown. They have a really good one.
Oh, yeah.
So this is our community corner. So we have our Gold Star referral meetings. So we have one on Monday at noon. I'm going to break this down meeting by meeting. So Monday at noon over at Skewers. That one.
Good food in Modesto.
Yeah, that one's in Modesto. If you want to meet Jeanette, she's at the Tuesday morning one at 7 a.m. over at My Garden Cafe in Turlock,
Great way to start the day.
Yeah, Turlock, California, correct?
Yeah, Turlock.
Yeah, that's a pretty big club too, right?
Yeah, well, this morning, early in the morning, I think we had 15 people having breakfast together.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a good number. It's enough for everyone to be able to talk. You get to, and that's the whole thing, get to know people personally. It's not just that if you need, like you said, a painter, you're referring a friend.
Yeah.
Not just, I hear he's good. No, these are people you can. Ron called me over the weekend and said, can you call this guy? He can't find homeowner's insurance for his rental property.
He told me about that.
Yeah. And so that's the whole thing. When you know a friend, I said, hey, we'll see what we can find for him. It's a hard market out there.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, sure, Ron. Why not? We'll take care of your friend.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we have another one in Modesto. This one is Valley Business Professionals. They meet at 8:30 over at Mimi's on Tuesdays. So if you want to check that one out, that one's got Linda Joy Cash, one of my dear friends. And then Wednesday afternoon at 1:30.
How about Wednesday morning at the what used to be the Red Lion? What is that hotel
Oh,
now?
Yeah, that one's Wednesday morning. It's the Doubletree. It's Maxie's.
Yeah, Maxie's. And that one early in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesdays.
Yes.
And there they have also a breakfast like buffet. So you don't have to sit down. So you just go and pick what you want. And it's held in the private back room there, a conference room, and excellent business owners from all around the area. That's a great meeting also.
Yes, it is. So you're listening to Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you want to become a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. If you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. So let's see, there's Manteca Tuesday afternoon at 1:30, and I believe they meet at the bowling alley there. Bolero.
That's a nice bowling alley.
Yeah. And then Wednesday afternoon, we have one in Stockton over at the Doubletree. If you want to call me, if you're interested about going to any of these events, give me a call, 209-896-6500. I'll be more than happy to.
And they're not scary. You walk in.
No, very welcoming.
And exactly. It's a great way to meet people over a short hour and find out who the other businesses are, have a great meal, and then get back to work.
Yeah. And then Wednesday afternoon, we also have one in Modesto at Tasty Thai. That one starts at noon. Thursdays, we have one in the morning at, I believe, My Secret Garden over there on Orange, the old Ridgeways. Yeah. So Thursday morning at 7 a.m., they have a Gold Star there. And then the one I go to is Thursday afternoon at 12 over at Skewers.
Oh, which one is one that's Percos in Riverbank?
Okay, so that one's 12 o'clock Thursday afternoon also, and that one's at Riverbank over at Percos.
Yeah. I've visited that group, great group.
Between Downtown Connections and Riverbank Connections, which one do you think's better? Downtown Connections? Because it has me.
You know what? You swayed me, Justin.
Thank you. Okay.
It's gotta be, and the food's really good there, too.
It is, yes. So, and then on Friday we have...
Give me the $20 after.
Yeah. we have Modesto Moneymakers on Friday at noon, and that's over at Murray Callender's on Coffee Road. So we have a lot of... And then we have clubs opening, too. So I know they're trying to get one up in Sonora right now.
I hear down in Merced, if someone would like to organize a club down there, that area has grown so much. Yeah.
And then the premise of Gold Star is... networking, getting to know other business owners, building relationships. It's an amazing club. I've been involved with it since 2017. Going on 7 years. I'm over 6 years now.
Yeah, it's not an impersonal thing no. I will refer people because I know them as my friends and I know the quality of their work.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Instead of saying, I know a guy, say, hey, I have a friend. That makes a big difference because I put myself on the line, them on the line, and that is why we get to know these business owners and they get to know us. Same way that Ron told his friend, tell you what, I know an Allstate agency owner. Let me give her a call over the weekend, and let's see. And I called him back, says, I just talked to him. Nice elderly gentleman, and let's see what we can do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that makes a big difference.
And see, and we get frustrated too because we have like a bunch of people we know. Like I have a realtor and lender in my group, and it seems like I'm always trying to refer them out, and I hate it when people go, well, I already have a realtor. It's like, yeah, but I know one. I know the best.
No, I know the best because I have a realtor in my group, and she's fabulous. She goes to stages the house, and she talks all about, making sure that front door appeal is just perfect and staying on top of all the different. Here again, these are people that stay on top of their business.
Yeah, they
know what's going on out there.
Well, when you're a business owner, it's not a 9-to-5 job, especially realtors. It's like all day. Like it could be started your day at 5 a.m. and not getting done till about 8 or 9 at night.
When you're buying a house, that's a big purchase.
Yeah.
And for them to get to know you and find you the right one. I mean, sometimes I look at these things, house hunters. Uh-huh. Have you ever seen those House Hunters and House Hunters International?
Oh, yeah.
And so the realtor finds out what they want and what they don't want. Because why should they be dragging people over going like, I said I did not want an apartment over a bar,
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to have that relationship with someone that you can trust and know that you're sending a friend to someone that's going to really take care of them.
Yes. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody for listening each week. I think that's a show.
Hey, yeah, and you know what? I would love to have some businesses come on, and it's not scary. It's like my friend who said she didn't want to call her friends because they were all going to say no.
we have fun doing this.
Yeah.
So anyway, just want to thank everybody for listening each week, and we want to welcome you back next week. Special thanks to our producer, Mike Murray, and also to our GM of KCPP, Jim Costello, for recording our show, and our intern, Max Boucher. If you have any questions about your insurance and you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. If you'd like to know more about my services or you'd like to become a guest on our show, call me at 209-896-6500 or email me at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. Now, let's take care of business.